Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up. I made this cute treat box with products from Stampin' Up. I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I have the free directions for this project on my website, and you can just print these off, and it's got detailed step-by-step directions. And I will also have links for the products I used. And if you click those links, it'll take you to my online store at Stampin' Up. You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video. So don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. I'm using Watercolor Melon, and you cannot buy this stamp set. You can only get it free during January and February of this year, 2024, with a $50 order. Every $50 you spend, you can cash it in on something free from this catalog. So I'm also using this paper, Flight and Airy, this kind of fresh freesia light purple paper. So I'm using the fresh freesia, and I'm using Coastal Cabana for my watermelon. I've got a piece of white cardstock, and I have these are called square pillow boxes, and they come with all the scoring for you, and this is adhesive here. This stamp set also coordinates with the modern oval punch, so I'm going to punch out my watermelon. On my sample, I decided after I had assembled the box that I wanted to stamp for you here, and it was really hard to do that on the already made box, and this box does not flatten out very easily once you have assembled it. So I just stamped it on cardstock and glued this on. But I have a diagram, and I just realized I need to add to my diagram that the adhesive, I believe, goes on the bottom half, and we're going to stamp our greeting here while it's flat. And I just wanted a tiny little for you. You will find for you in many stamp sets, but I took my for you from the Country Bouquet. And so I'm going to stamp that with the adhesive on the bottom, and I want to go from this line, and I want to kind of go straight across, not following the line of the score line, but following at a right angle. So right there. But we're going to go ahead and assemble the box by creasing all of these score lines. Make sure that this cardstock, this box is a little bit glossy, not quite glossy, but very smooth, and so it may be a little bit longer until that ink is dried, so I'm being careful not to smear it. So you kind of have to pinch around these edges here. All the way around. Okay. And then you're going to remove the adhesive. And I think I'm going to just remove it from one side. And you're going to tuck this one in. And you're going to bring this one around and match up those score lines. And then you can remove the backing off the other side and match this one up. And you want to keep this side at the top of your box so you can open it up and fill it in, and you can fill it later, but still open it up and close it again if you want to get your goodies out. On this piece of cardstock, we're going to stamp the watermelon. We have 4 pieces of watermelon. We have 2 wedges, one with a bite out of it, one a slice of half of watermelon, and then a whole watermelon. And I'm using this one and this one for this. Because this is photopolymer and there is no cushioning on the photopolymer stamps, I'm going to use my Stamp and Pierce mat. You could use a mouse pad or maybe a magazine, if anybody has magazines these days. Stamping my watermelon and these leaves. And with the fresh freesia, I'm going to stamp the wedge without the bite. And then I'm going to stamp the rind. And then I'm going to stamp some watermelon seeds. So this does a really nice job of punching out the whole watermelon. But it's not really quite the same shape as the wedge of watermelon, so I'm going to fussy cut this. But it's really easy to fussy cut this. And this is longer than my wedge, so I'm going to kind of just even it up. And I'm also going to fussy cut the leaves. If you don't want to fussy cut the leaves or even include them at all, that's okay with me. You don't have to. If you leave a white border and just kind of wiggle around it, and I find that if I keep my elbow pinned to my side and move the cardstock, it's going to be a lot easier to do the cutting. And I was just looking at this. You could just as easily stamp your For You on this strip. You saw that the box was flat when it starts out. So I'm going to actually put adhesive on my strip. And I am going to stamp my For You here. So I'm going to assemble this box without stamping on it, because I found it was still wet and I was smearing, planning on the fly. So this is going to be the back, since that has the edge. So I'm going to put the back one down first, the front one down in front. Okay, going back to my strip. That needs to be at the top. So I want to put this in the back. And I want to put this all the way around and kind of pinch here. This is going to overlap a little bit because I want to trim that after I've got it glued down. And I'm going to snip this here. So I probably can snip off, I could certainly snip off more than 1/2 inch. But before I do that, I want to stamp my For You right in the corner. And so I want to make sure and pinch these so that I know exactly where that's going. And I'll find my For You and stamp it here on the band at the very bottom. Then I want to put adhesive on the back. Okay, so I want to have that at the top. I want to put this where it belongs first thing. And if I was smart, I would have used liquid glue, but there you go. Put that over the sides. And I'm going to put my shorter one down first and making sure that it's lined up. And then making sure that this one's lined up. And then I'm going to trim this to be even with that box. And I think I like that just fine. And I'm going to put my watermelon here. And I'm kind of tipping it. Oops, don't put the watermelon on yet. I want to put my ribbon on. And my ribbon, I want my bow way over on the edge. And going around this box, I definitely want to use my third hand. And fluff. Okay, now I can put my watermelon on. So a little bit more glue. Tilting at an angle, making sure that my For You shows up. And I'm putting a dimensional behind my leaves. And behind my watermelon. I'm afraid I'm probably off screen for some of this because I'm finding myself looking up at my monitor and realizing I'm not in the right place. So hopefully I haven't been off screen. Then I'm going to put my leaves here and my watermelon wedge here. And there's my treat box. I found some watermelon flavored saltwater taffy on Amazon, and the color is not perfect, but it's pretty close. So I think I'm going to be happy filling up my treat box with the watermelon saltwater taffy. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Home near the top of my page and you'll find lots of resources. Under Shop, you can find the products I offer to make crafting more convenient. How to get free products with my frequent shopper rewards, and a link to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Inspiration to scroll all my projects back to 2011, most with detailed directions and videos. Though the products in those older projects have been retired, you may find techniques, layouts, or color combinations to inspire you today. If you're new to stamping, you might want to look at the basics. You'll find how to cut card bases and layers, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find lots of free resources such as catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, color tools, and much more. More organization means more time for stamping. You can learn about my Evernote notebook. I have a note for every current product that Stampin' Up! Has for sale right now. It really makes finding just exactly what you want very easy. And you can create your own notebook and search through all of the things that you own to find just what you need. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you soon.